the field of dreams, when you build it, they will come. That's good. But easing his pain is the message. And when you start increasing your frequency, you know, once you find yourself and become friends with yourself and get to know yourself and recognize yourself as the divine atom in the body of God, as a piece of shattered mirror, as a drop in the ocean, and recognizing you are it, and yet you are not it. It's like a paradox, because we're using English language to explain what it's like in time and space, living in no time, no space. So my definition of, or I'll call it, for lack of a better word, my definition of pain is the awareness of time. Have you ever been in a hurry? Have you ever worried? Have you ever waited? Those are painful experiences. And it's because, you know, you're separated from what you want to be. And in the Conversations with God book, you know, it is said, or God is speaking to the author, he says, you can't ever have what you want. And so that means if you want something, you're picturing yourself not having it. And so what you picture is what you get. See, we use time and space. We use time and space as mock-ups. You know, there's something in the Bible that says God is not mocked. I never really understood that, but it's because we use time and space to mock up an experience, and each experience we get is like, it's hard to do two at one time. So each experience we get is like the unfolding of a dream, and the dream will end in an ecstatic moment. And that's an experience. And then you have a rest point in time and space. In the Hindu cosmology, you have coming from there's a night and a day in God, and they last about 4 million years. But somehow the universes are created, and it goes like this, and then it goes back into nothingness again. And we return back to where we are, and that's a day and the night of God, and then we rest. And so all life is like that. It's like we have an experience, like, for example, here we are having an experience, and when it ends, there'll be a moment of ecstasy, I presume, for all of us. That's the goal, that's the idea. And after that, then there's a rest point. And it's like you have an experience, and it's like, oh my gosh, you're so tired from having the wonderful experience, and then you rest, and then you wake up and you start daydreaming again. And so that's what life is, and everything is frequency, everything is light, everything is sound, inner light, and we want to return to that space of no time. And we use time, and so we experience all these kind of things at the same time. Now, who would like to get into the sauna right now?
Oh, I don't want to get in the sauna, but I just want to ask you about...
Yes.
Like, do you think life itself is a dream?
In a sense, yes. Life. Well, that's what they tell us. Row, row, your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream.
The reason why I ask that is that I dream all the time when I sleep.
Yeah.
And when I do, it's just as real as this.
Exactly. That's what Chang Tzu said. He dreamed he was a butterfly. And he said, what makes me think I'm Chang Tzu dreaming I'm a butterfly? Maybe I'm the butterfly dreaming I'm Chang Tzu.
Right. And then when we sleep,
yeah,
we instantly remove ourselves from this existence. Mm-hmm. We're gone. It's like that.
Well, if you look at your past lives, or this lifetime, see, my book is The Pictures of the Mind. It hasn't come out yet. It's called Pictures of the Mind, Freeing Yourself from Beliefs That No Longer Serve You. And so, the point of the book is that very few people talk about becoming aware of the pictures you're looking at inwardly, because the way we create our reality is we dream. Like St. Jiminy Cricket, I call him St. Jiminy Cricket. He says, when you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. So whatever you dream, picture, okay? And then you, Paul Twitchell said that feeling impregnates thought with action. So when you feel your dream, and that's what I was talking about earlier when I said you can't ever have what you want. So how do you get what you want? Well, simply be grateful for having it. So you it's like, you act as if, but better than that, you become grateful for having what you don't have. And then all of a sudden, say, God, that pretty red car, or whatever it is, whether it be mundane or something greater on a spiritual level, you're just so grateful that you have it. And so because of that, when you're grateful that you have it, you're feeling it, you're picturing it, and you're living it as if it's real, or as if it already happened. And so that becomes your reality. So that's why you can't ever have what you want.
I think it's really interesting that you say that because, it's obvious to me that my dreams are shaped by this existence, in part.
Yes.
What I see in this existence, the next dream, which is very real to me. I mean, it's as real as this. And
Yes.
when I enter it, I see things that I've experienced here.
Well, there is no time and space, and that means, like when people do past life readings, they say that all the different lifetimes are like playing cards. And like, you see 30, 40 cards, and each one represents a past life. It's like the cover of a book. And you pick the one that shouts the largest, here, pick me, I'm the one that's most important to put my attention on now. See, putting your attention on. See, it's the ability to put your attention where you place it and your attitude. And there's a book that Paul Twitchell wrote called Ekankakita Secret Worlds. And in chapter 2, he says it's all about two things. The ability to put your attention where you wish to place it, and your attitude. And your attitude eventually gets massaged by realizing that you're an atom in the body of God. By realizing that you are, and that it's like there's a phrase, you can choose to be happy, or you can choose not to be. See, a lot of people say, when this happens, and that happens, then I'm going to be happy. But that's backwards. It's all bizarro world. It's all, everything is backwards. You decide to be happy, and then those things you thought would make you happy happen. Because when you're happy, it's because those things happened. Yeah. See, you have to learn to play with time and space.
Controlling your own mind, really.
Well, it's surrendering to that which is beyond the mind. The mind is just a tool. The mind is a tool that we use. And so, when I was meditating 25 years ago, here's what they said, whoever they is. Momentum. And then afterwards, taking advantage of the moment. Okay, there's still more. There's something missing. Propelling yourself into greatness. Now, the key to understanding this is the difference between living in the moment and taking advantage of the moment. Living in the moment is a bull running for a red flag. Total focus. But is he listening? Is he being vigilant? Is he in a forest that's dangerous, or with lots of wonderfulness also happening? So when you listen, and I've got a new phrase I create. You ever heard the word glisten? And when people are glistening, I finally discovered where it came from. When you listen to your inner guidance, that most pure part of yourself that knows everything, that lives in the heart of all life, which some people call God. When you listen to God, that's called God listening, right? God-listening. And let's shorten it to G-listening. And let's take the hyphen out. Glistening. So when you listen to that innermost part of yourself, you start glistening and shining. Isn't that beautiful? That's a great discovery of mine I made just a couple months ago. I said, wow. I never, huh?
I just had one last question for you,
Sure.
and that is that, why is it that if you try to stop thinking while you're awake, you can't?
If you try to stop thinking while you're what?
Thinking thoughts.
Yes.
Like right now, if you try to stop thinking thoughts, you won't be able to do it very fast.
The key is gazing. Gazing. And that's called listening inwardly. And that's what I'm talking about at this workshop. It's on the frequencies of the far infrared energy. And the purpose of the frequencies coming out of that machine, out of the radiators, is what those energies do. They resonate with the cells in your body and the water molecules in your body. And that slowly pressures you into getting the now. So the whole secret of you can't stop thoughts.
Right.
So you just have to observe them. See, when you observe, that's like the witness, where you just observe them, and then you realize that observe comes from the word serve. And that's wow. And what are you serving? Well, you don't want to help people, because if you help people, help them do what? Rob a bank? You want to serve by catalyzing them to discover who they are, because that's the only thing worth doing, discovering who you are. And the way to discover that is to get into the now, because in the now, that's when all life happens, in the now. Now, how do you get into the now? Well, there's a book by Brother Lawrence called Practicing the Presence of God from about 80, 90 years ago, and it's about 89 pages or something like that. Or you can contemplate in what in the world it means, momentum, taking advantage of the moment, propelling yourself into greatness. See, when you take advantage of the moment, you're totally living in the moment. You're getting rid of all the distractions. And the way to get on the distractions is focus on something that's real, like the present moment, like listening to music or anything like that. So when you get into the moment, and you totally living in the moment, but you're listening, it means when you totally get into something else, it's like the GPS says, okay, go 3 miles, turn left. Then turn right. Wait a second, you told me to turn left, now you're contradicting yourself. No, in the now, there's only one rule. See, rules, the exception proves the rule. The purpose of a rule is guidelines to get you to somewhere. See, a belief is temporary. A belief, I don't believe anything. I don't believe anything, and there's nothing I'm not willing to believe. See, a belief is temporary. And how do they spell belief? B-E-L-I-E, ha, lie, F. Okay, in the center, in the heart of every belief is a lie. Do you know what a fact is? A fact is a belief that you get almost everyone to believe. That's all it is. Now, so here's a good one. A picture is worth 1,000 words. I don't know anyone who won't agree to that. So it becomes a fact. But there's no foundation behind it. I mean, it could be 10,000 words. But anyway, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And an experience in the relaxed sauna, I declare, I decree, or I have observed and noticed, okay, I've observed and noticed that an experience in the relaxed sauna is worth 1,000 pictures. That's a hell of a lot of words. So, well, that's why I wanted you to go in. Would you like to go in first? Well, you could be the guinea pig.
I'll do it.
Okay, you can do it. Good.
What was the name of the Paul Twitchell book?
Eckankar, Key to Secret Worlds. He wrote another book called Tiger's Fang, which is a journey into the heart of all life, which is probably the most inspiring book I've ever read. And that he wrote in around 65, 67. It's called The Tiger's Fang. The reason it's called The Tiger's Fang is until you kill a tiger, you can't bring back the tiger's fang to prove it. You don't want to talk about it. See, so you have to, you have to, when you've been to the heart of God, you're going to shine. You can't pretend you've been there when you haven't been.
Right.
Yeah. And
When's your book coming out?
in June.
June.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling everyone. We'll see what happens. But I bet, I think this deadline actually sounds like it's going to be more real.
Yeah.
And all these that I've spoken about are in it. But again, it goes back to the field of dreams that, in the beginning of the movie, you've all seen the movie, Field of Dreams, but it says ease his pain. And but the mass media, it's if you build it, they will come, which is also true and great. But the deeper meaning, the next lesson is, there's a difference between self-realization and God realization. And a lot of people think they're the same, just like when you talk about an idea and a thought and a belief and all these, ideas, they're pictures in the mind, and they're all different. There's a thought form, there's a belief, there's a postulate, there's a there's a theorem, there's all sorts of different, and they're all pictures. But see, pictures are living beings that live on the mental plane. Like there's a numbers are symbols for divine realities, like a line, a point. And it's just, and Pythagoras, he's one of my heroes. He said that numbers are divine realities, but the numeral 7 is not a number. The number does not exist in time and space. It's an energy. And 3, for example, stands for divine love. And if you think about, like 1 stands for God or that which is. And if you add 1 to 1, you get duality. You get the world of duality. And when anything comes into this world, you have the opposite. And that's what makes this world. So if a problem comes into this world, on the other side of that coin is the solution. So problems are simply manufactured items in the mind, and they don't really exist. It's just in your mind. Any problem is a mind, and the other side of the problem is the solution. So
Is that how you grow, by solving problems?
in a sense, I was I was a mathematician growing up, and I was a master problem solver in high school, and was published in national magazines for high school students as the one who solved problems. And again, you don't see it as a problem, but I mean, you do and you don't. It's like dichotomy. I'm using language to speak about something which is beyond. But it's like you mock up. Okay, here's a great idea of a belief that no longer serves you. Okay, it's a 3-story ladder that gets you to the top of a building. That's a belief, okay? Now, once you get to the top of the building, what's there?
Nothing.
No, there's a helicopter.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, on the rooftop. And where's the helicopter going to take you? To your dream destination.
Yeah.
And you tell the helicopter pilot, hey, I want to take my ladder with me. He laughs. Sorry, Charlie, it won't fit. Well, are you willing to let go of that belief that served you for 3 days walking up that ladder? It was your best friend. And are you willing to let go because you're listening, you're in the present moment listening? See? And it's like it's not that you have no choice.
Yeah.
It's the choice is obvious. If you value freedom. See, freedom again, with freedom then you can truly love and allow yourself to be loved. You can go for another 5 minutes if you'd like. Yeah, do it. There's a catharsis that happens. So, after this lady gets in and another person gets in, we'll talk about the frequencies and about what all this means. Because this is a workshop, so we're all friends till the end. This is a group consciousness that we've forming just by happenstance, And in a sense, anything that's happening now is a dream of yours being fulfilled. See, people think I don't want to be blasphemous, but those things that seem like God is giving you, the divine things of your dreams coming true, are only the thoughts of yesterday finally manifesting, and you're allowing them to manifest. So you dream, you feel your dream, and then after you've done everything you can do to make your dream happen, then you drop it, and you go on to something else, and all of a sudden, miraculously, from the back door comes your dream manifesting. Isn't this beautiful? Isn't this wonderful? And that's actually, you're the one that created it. You are the creator of your universe. Why are we called creatures? Because we create. And in reality, we become co-creators with God. That's just the way it is. But God is not what we think it is. See, there's no such thing as a graven a graven image. What is a graven image? I thought that was, thou shalt have no graven images before me. I thought that was a golden calf. But a graven image in the mental world is a concept. And a concept, another mental creature, another creature of the world of the mind, it's a picture as well. This graven image, the concept of God interferes with you touching the hem of its robe, without you becoming it, without you touching that which you are. I don't like using the word God so much because I grew up sort of like just relying on my own inner guidance, inner self, being born Jewish, but at the same time never really believing anyone really believed in God, and never really believing that I was sort of like, I didn't even know what to call myself. I just didn't care. I was agnostic. I was an atheist. I was Jewish by heritage, but certainly not by religion. And I came into this lifetime, having lived many, many lifetimes. Although when I was little, I wasn't aware of it. But I did get awfully upset when they took my stuffed animals away from me because they thought I was allergic to wool. And I was really upset. And I suspect that spiritual beings were talking to me and giving me guidance. Like all little kids growing up, we all have that inner guidance to help us along, because that's part of what it is to be a loving God, in a sense. And that's the premise. Like you have to have some kind of premises to start life with. And so you get to choose. And it's your first individual desire, your first individual thought when you first came into these lifetimes that creates your reality, and then you follow them through. I suspect we all started as a hydrogen atom or something like that. And then, like the great poem by Rumi that says, I died as a mineral and I became a plant. I rose the animal and then I became a human. What makes me ever think I'm not greater by dying? Let me roar like angels blessed, or something like that. And it's just a beautiful poem. And Rumi is one of my favorite poets, probably my favorite. He was a great spiritual teacher, and he knew that the body is only a temporary. He said, there's a field beyond time and space, I will meet you there. So we want to go beyond time and space. We want to live in the now. And here, I'm supposed to talk about frequencies, raising frequencies. And so, again, I'm pretty spontaneous. I've got 85 slides there. Maybe we'll show them, maybe we won't. We'll probably go through them at the end, maybe for a little bit, maybe not. The situation is, how does far infrared energy work? What is it? Okay, it's a wavelength, okay? Now first, we are human beings. We but we're more than that. We can be a lot of things. Daniel Brinkley always talks about we are spiritual beings living in a human body. So what you identify as, and I hate it when people talk about my soul. It just irks me, because who are you? You don't have a soul. I don't. You are soul. So whatever you want to call it, you are what you are. You're an atom. You are a divine being. You are a far infrared light being, because you shine far infrared light when you're in this human body. You are a far infrared light beam, and you shine a vibration of 9,400 nanometers, or I prefer to say 9.4 microns. And a micron is, I think, a millionth of a meter, you know. So that's the frequency, that's the wavelength that you vibrate at. And everything is vibration. That's what Pythagoras said. Everything is vibration, everything is number. He talked about the music of the spheres. In other words, you can listen and hear that music, and that's what you are. Okay? So basically, okay, did you enjoy that?
Yeah.
Do you have a comment?
Well, I was thinking about when normally I'm in a sauna, and I don't like them too much because you get too heated, and this is nice because your head's above, so you get the benefit, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
of the sauna without having it, you know, in your face, and it just gradually warmed up. Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, you should all try it.
Is it like a sauna? I mean,
It's
basically a
warm
sauna
at
on the
first, but
infrared,
it
or-
slowly heats up, and I like the fact that I could have my head out, and I know that you could put your arms through and like read a book too at the same time, so you could be enlightened two ways,
That's great.
right?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Did it bring
And
you
I could
joy?
feel my, like, I don't know,
Oops.
just kind of a lightening or something.
Did-
Kind of
did-
a lightening of my body, and, you know, when I didn't run, I didn't have a projection, but it just was a very nice, warm, comfortable feeling, and, yeah, I like it. That's why I came to this lecture, because I was here like 3-4 years ago, and I just wanted to renew myself with information, and, you know, been thinking about it, and, I don't know, life got busy and COVID happened.
Ah, life got busy. Distractions. I'm good at getting distracted myself. Would you like to try it? You're welcome to. Yes, you'll love it.
Okay.
Yes, it's. I tell people it feels like your grandma's giving you a loving hug,
Okay.
or it feels like you're basking in divine love, or you're on a beach in Hawaii, or you're in the presence of a great guru, a qigong master, or being giving you unconditional love.
Does it have like a heat sensation to it?
Yes, the heat is the byproduct. Thank you for coming. The heat is the byproduct.
How did you come up with the concept?
I didn't. I have always loved saunas, and ever since I was 16, and I went to a spa show in Las Vegas in 2000, and one of my massage tool suppliers, because I had a business selling massage tools to health food stores, and I found out that they had a sauna there, a portable sauna. I said, wow, you can have a sauna in your home? Oh my God, that's like heaven, because I love warmth. And so I got it. And then a year later, I got a phone call from this company in Taiwan, the Relax Sauna company, saying, we saw all your oodles and oodles of information on your website, and we thought you might like to know about the Relax Sauna because the technology is far more advanced. It took 10 years for their company to find a way to filter out near-infrared energy, mid-infrared energy, and far-infrared energy that didn't resonate with our frequencies. It took 10 years to do that, and we give you only the energy that resonates with water and our bodies. And what that does, the purpose of this was to create hot springs energy like they have in southern Japan, where people will go to get healed, or like Lourdes in France. And so the goal was to create a hot springs kind of energy, and they discovered that the far infrared energy between 4 and 14 microns was a special kind of energy that did that. And so, as a matter of fact, I brought these to hand out to everyone. I got 2 different sheets. Debbie and Ryan, would you both? Okay, hand them out. And this book, Detoxify or Die, and that's by Sherry Rogers. She's a medical doctor an environmental medical doctor, and this book spawned an industry. The far infrared sauna industry was spawned by this book because many people were left to dead by the medical establishment, and they had chemical sensitivities and environmental concerns, and they were called crazy, which is an anomaly, and I don't like, I believe in all-inclusiveness with God. If you can't explain it, then your theory is wrong, or it's not totally complete. And I also don't believe that people need that it's one of the worst things you can do is to judge others. And the medical establishment is horrendous at judging those who don't fit under their blueprint of what you're supposed to do according to the pharmaceutical gospels. How's that, the pharmaceutical gospels? When I got into the health food industry in 1971 and got into fasting, is like my whole life changed when I had that Kundalini energetic experience, and it had changed before when I had that, I call it in-body experience. See, an out-of-body experience is a misnomer, because when you get totally involved in the moment, you pop out on the other side. It's like you go through a vortex, and then you pop out, and you're in a whole new world. It's like all of a sudden you were a senior in high school, and all of a sudden, oops, you're a freshman in college, and you are now low on the, and you got to learn the rules all over again. You know, when you go to another city, you have to learn the customs and how to function there. And so every time you move into another state of consciousness, what do? You start observing, because that's the way you serve yourself and that which is, or what you call God. See, when you observe, you're serving. And the antidote to judging anyone, including yourself, is to take the judge switch off and put the observe switch on. Because anytime you judge someone, you see them with a picture, you see them and say, bad. Well, how do you manifest something in your life? You picture it and give it all this emotional energy. So whenever you judge something, she can go for more minutes if you like. Okay.
I'll give someone else a turn.
Okay. And so what happens is when you judge someone, you're really creating your reality. And that's why this guy wrote, he gave a talk called The Spiritual Ladder. He says, wherever you see one on that ladder, you're one step below them, because you think what they're doing is bad, and they know it's not because they're doing it. And so therefore you set yourself up to experience it, and so they're way ahead of you. So you don't want to judge people, so how do you counteract that? You observe. You switch the observe. And you just see it for what it is with no judgment, bad or good. You know, see, the ultimate of judging is judging yourself. Oh my God. Do you know what they call judging yourself? They have another word for it. They call it feeling guilty. Oh my God. So whenever you feel guilty, what do? You're sentencing yourself to doing it again. You're sentencing yourself to do it again whenever you feel guilty, until you do it with joy. And what I'm saying is that you decide to be happy, and when you go into relaxed sauna, you can experience joy. So who else would go? Oh, how was your experience in the sauna? Did you enjoy it?
I did. I thought that I would be sweaty.
Yes.
And I was surprised that I wasn't. I was just warm and like cocooned.
Yeah.
But not, yeah.
Did you feel toasty?
Yes, yeah, but not uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Maybe more uncomfortable.
Did you feel like your grandma was giving you a nice, warm, loving hug?
Yeah, or I was giving myself one.
All right, yeah, that's right. See, I discovered that if you've ever loved anyone, you know, whether they've received your love or haven't, what you do is you turn that love upon yourself and start loving yourself. I jokingly said, if people would only love their spouses and their friends as much as they love their favorite sports team.
You can detoxify yourself without sweating?
Yes, because it raises the body temperature.
Would it cause you to sweat?
Oh yeah, you'll start sweating profusely, after 20 minutes, and you'll start sweating after about 8 minutes and beating. There's a catharsis that happened. We had a lady whose husband has a big $5,000 wooden saunas and is a doctor, and they're now selling the relaxed sauna. They were at a mental health conference, and she went into the sauna, in the relaxed sauna, in her bathing suit for 30 minutes. And she came out, and she came back an hour later and said, Phil, after 8 to 10 minutes, that's the magic, that's when the catharsis starts happening. After 8 to 10 minutes, I experienced the most profound sense of deep relaxation that I've ever had in my life. And she's had a wooden sauna for 5 years.
Wow.
So, you know, that's why, you know, I wanted to talk about frequencies and raising your frequencies with far infrared light and the spiritual benefits of the relaxed sauna. It's not just to get rid of your Lyme disease and your cancer and your chronic pain. There's something that happens when it activates the parasympathetic nervous system. It gets you into the now. That's why I started talking about the now. That's the magic.
So it does produce heat, or I mean,
The heat is actually a byproduct. What it does, it sends off a frequency or a wavelength of light that's the same frequency as water. That's the same wavelength as water, the same wavelength as your body, because you are a far infrared light being, and you are sending off to everyone. And when you hug someone, you can feel the warmth of the far infrared light. When a chicken lies on an egg, it's not the heat, it's the light resonating with the water in the chicken egg.
so if you had a temperature gauge in there, it wouldn't raise the temperature.
Yeah, the temperature there's a byproduct, is heat. So that temperature in the sauna can get up to 169 degrees, which is too hot for me. And so we use our digital sophisticated temperature control device. That's called a zipper. And that reduces the temperature, so you want to be comfortable. Yes.
I forgot to mention that one thing that got me coming back to take a look at this is I hurt myself pretty badly moving stuff for a long time, maybe over 3 years, and I could barely walk. So I went to a chiropractor because the doctors don't do anything. And I was put on, he sent me to have, it was something similar to this, but it was like a low frequency infrared or below ultraviolet. I did that for 10 minutes 3 times a week, or maybe it was 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was it looked like a tanning bed. And then I also did compression sleeves on my leg for my, what do you call that? The pressure, how do you say it? There were compression sleeves.
Yeah.
Let me see what I wrote down.
There are.
For circulation. And between the two of them, within about a month or two, I was able to walk without limping and extreme pain. And that really opened up my eyes because I had never experienced. They said I had osteoarthritis for 5 years. I didn't know that because the doctors don't tell you, but I went to a specialist. So rather than have them give me cortisone shots and replace my hip and my knee and all that, I'm trying to do it naturally. And I can walk normal now, and I have almost no pain. So I'm trying to continue on that path and not do what everybody else I know is doing, and that's getting replacements for everything.
Yeah, this is exactly what happens in a person's life. See, it unfolds, and you become aware. So you want to do is you want to break up old thought patterns that the medical establishment knows everything, and they're our gods, because they are not our gods. You know, heaven forbid. And so you want to see that by discovering traditional Chinese medicine, by Ayurvedic medicine, by the American Indians, and all the civilizations of the world have had medicine men, medicine women who've been wise and who use natural means, which means you listen. See, you listen so you can glisten. You want to be able to listen to the innermost part of yourself. Like when Chris Killam, he wrote, he's written a couple books. I met him when he was the buyer for massage tools at Bread and Circus, which eventually became a Whole Foods in Boston. And he has written a number of books called Cowboy Marketing or something like that. And he's in this Amazon Indian places talking to one of the shamans, and she was saying, he says, you've got this plant there that's poisonous, and you have to cook it in such a way, and it has become your staple for all your people. How did you discover that? Well, the plant told us. The plant, it goes inside your spine and goes up here, and he said, yeah, okay. See, in other words, oh my gosh, it's like you have accessible to you all knowledge, all information, all wisdom, and you don't have to. You get to decide. You get to choose to open yourself up to the highest of the high, that which makes you free. Freedom to me is the ultimate. I don't, give me liberty or give me death kind of thing. Is the freedom, is what we're seeking, and that's freedom from limitation, freedom from thoughts. Now, in the physical body, you can be a slave, but you can be free because it's all in your attitude. And there was a slave in Grecian times called Epictetus, who was a slave. Thank you very much. Yes. And so...
I just moved.
Yes. So there are many, many different ideas that get you, like small steps, you want to slowly move into, because you don't become God aware in one day, in one moment. It actually, you do. It just takes one instant, and all of a sudden you can become aware. But we humans, including me, we don't see it. See, man is a God clothed in rags. And all she or he has to do is step out of her or his self-constructed prison, and they can become free. So it's like we want to break up the thought patterns. Does anyone want to go into the sauna? We want at least 3 or 4 people to go in. Yes, please. He'll put you in.
Thanks for the information. I gotta go.
Okay, great. Thank you. You can buy the whole video downstairs for $10 or $20. Or upstairs, or wherever they are.
Sounds like a great pain reliever to me.
Oh, it is. Yeah, go into the booth at booth 407 in the corner. When you go into that big room on the left, it's way in the corner on the end against the back wall. And experience it for 7 minutes, and it can transform your life.
Thank you.
Okay, and then you can experience the frequencies. Thank you.
Is there a technique you use to get access to information?
You mean in meditating?
Yeah.
It's just getting quiet, getting into the now so you can hear. We'll talk more later. Yeah, you had a question, sir.
Yeah, so do you control the temperature, or you just turn it on and it just...
It's temperature controlled by the semiconductor chip that the company in Taiwan took 10 years to invent from 1987 to 1997. And the temperature controlled, but it slowly gets hotter and hotter and hotter. And so you control the temperature by unzipping it so you're warm. See, again, many sauna companies talk about the heat. I mean, they say, well, our sauna gets 110 or 120 or 170 or 180, like the Finnish saunas. And see, what you want to do is you want to create something called heat shock proteins, which is it's part of the lymphatic system or the detoxification system that cleanses and purifies you. And so, but on a Finnish sauna, you have to get really, really hot. But the key is increasing body temperature. And that's what Hippocrates said. He said, find me a way to create sweat or fever, and I will cure disease. See, so raising body temperature is what this is all about, and you do that with a certain wavelength or frequency of light that resonates with human energy in the water molecules. And it took the relaxed sauna 10 years to get to give you only the active ingredient in the light, and only give you the light that makes an impact on your water molecules. And so other saunas, they have these carbon panels. A lot of them have the carbon panels. And the carbon panels are nice, but only 36% of that energy is far infrared energy that resonates with the water molecule and the human body, because it's the wrong frequency. See, so people, go about and they say, well, near-infrared saunas are great. Well, why? Well, this book talks all about far infrared saunas. Far infrared saunas are what got these people with chemical sensitivity back to living a life that was fulfilling and not, my mom used to say, if you don't have your health, you don't have nothing. And so this is the far infrared energy saunas did it. And she says it's the wavelengths between 4 and 14 microns, because water is at 8 microns and human energy is at 9 microns. And so the other saunas, well, we're 140 degrees. Well, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Wait a second. And it's got very little to do with the therapeutic effects. 135, 140, that's comfortable. You want to be comfortable and toasty. You don't want to be too hot. You don't want to be too cold. But you want to increase your body temperature and fulfill the dream of Hippocrates. Find me a way to create fever. Sweat, same word, same Greek word, I believe. Find me a way to create fever and I will cure disease. And what he meant by that is this will allow nature, or that which you are, the energies and frequencies from the divine, to work through your body, and the body will heal itself through its innate wisdom, because every atom in the body of your body, every cell in your body has consciousness, and they have agreed to work with you. You are in control of this body. You are the president of the company called your body, and you have decreed, and the liver works with you, and the liver cells, the liver is the. Again, you think of your body as a factory that makes a product. In your body, and you have heads of the departments, and so they all have consciousness, and that's called respect and honoring. You honor your body, you honor the cells. See, in the Bible it says, honor your mother and father. Well, you honor everyone, but what does honor mean? You allow them to be who they are, and you appreciate them for who they are, even if they're crazy, even if it goes against everything you stand for. You allow them the space to be crazy or to be a loving being or whatever they want, and therefore you're not reacting to it, and therefore you're not just bouncing off the walls like the energy in the relaxed sauna bounces off the walls, because there are 4 things that they don't teach you in 7th grade science, and it's sad. Far infrared energy is the life-giving energy that comes from the sun. And it's a light. And therefore, the speed of light is 186,000 miles a second. Far infrared light goes through clothes. We know that. We go out into the sun on a cold day. Or a hot day. We close our eyes and, oh my gosh, we feel so good inside the core of our bones. That's what this is all about, is giving you that experience, and not giving you the ultraviolet, and not giving you the gamma rays and the microwaves and all the energy from the sun, but it's the active ingredient in curcumin, in turmeric, is called curcumin. And there's all these formulas out there, and the more curcumin you have, the more effective the turmeric's going to be, or the turmeric drink. Similarly, the more far infrared light you have, between 4 and 14 microns, which has an impact on your water molecules to shake them. And if all your water molecules are doing this, and all the cells of your body are doing this, and the water molecules are going to get smaller, the blood cells are going to get smaller, the circulation is going to increase, the whole body temperature is increased like 100 people in a small room, and boom, your body, your lymphatic system is going to start doing what it's supposed to do, detoxifying you, getting rid of the creating heat shock proteins, and getting the toxins out of the body. And if you have a protocol that detoxifies you herbally, a lot of times that will get the heavy metal out of the body, circulating, but you don't have enough oomph to get it out of the body, either through the skin, through sweat, or even through the colon, or through the urine, or through the lungs. So the far infrared sauna, especially the relaxed sauna, will mobilize you. Again, it comes from the word momentum, and it's similar to mobilize. It'll mobilize you to get it out of your body. So no matter what doctor you are, no matter what protocol you have, the relaxed far infrared sauna, especially all far infrared saunas, because they're all beneficial. But this one in particular, because it first of all, it'll antidote EMF. It'll antidote microwave EMF. This is 100 times more dangerous. This is 100 times more dangerous EMF-wise, the microwave energy coming out of here and the Wi-Fi, than any household appliance. So there's a lot of myths out there about, oh, thank you. I did, thank you. There's a lot of myths out there about, and see, again, it's all about belief. You know, and so it's learning to be discerning. How do you become discerning? You get really still. Now, the secret of life, by the way, is get still and then do something. So that means the purpose of when you're meditating, the next stage of meditation is called contemplation. So once you go into the meditation, you finally get to a point where there are all these thoughts going on, and you're just in this still space. All of a sudden, here you are, and say, I can do anything now. I can create, I can pierce through this wall that I'm in, and you can have miraculous experiences by being still and then doing something. Let's see what this says. First of all, I do want to, it's like the person who did this was supposed to listen to the video and talk about what the people experienced vibrationally, and they all talked about how their heart opened up, their creativity was amazing, and so I do feel relaxed. I don't like saunas normally, but this one is amazing. I can breathe. I feel connected, grounded. That's what you want. You want to feel connected and grounded. And there's a lady saying, yeah, that's exactly what Phil is saying the sauna does. Yeah, I had a headache and it's gone, no pain. I love it, but she felt connected and grounded. And that's why headaches go away, because what the sauna does, it activates the parasympathetic system and gets you into the now. And this man, he was very astute, and he was, comes from an intellectual bend, and he really hit the number. The sensory perspective, not only what I'm feeling physically, but also the effect mentally and emotionally as well. It's putting me in a deeper state of being able to allow my body to connect to the energy of the resonance of this, and that's gone deeper than any other sauna I've ever experienced in the past. And he starts off saying, this is the most immediate effect I've ever felt with a sauna that I've used. So this is not a sauna. Did you know that a far infrared sauna is not a sauna? A prairie dog is not a dog. A seahorse isn't a horse. A sea lion is not a lion. And in Australia, if you call a koala bear a bear, they're ready to shoot you. So it's really not a sauna. The sauna heats you up on the outside. This purpose is it's an energetic medicine device. It energetically stimulates you. Okay, this is Dr. Mark Hyman's son. I met him last weekend. And he says, I'm getting two, one for me and one for my dad. And he says, I use, when I'm in the restaurant, usually, well, he just says, again, there's something different about the relaxed sauna. Like there's a movie, there's something different about Mary. Well, there's something different about the relaxed sauna, and that's what I'm trying to get across. This is not a sauna, it's not even an infrared sauna, it's a relaxed far infrared sauna. And in the future, I dream, see, here's my dream, that before they build homes, the first thing they do is they put in the relaxed sauna. You know, most people treat their clothes better than their bodies. You know, we have showers in our homes, right? That cleans the outside of the skin. But that washing machine, you put the clothes in, and that invisible water actually penetrates through the clothes and cleans every fiber of the clothes that you put in there. The relaxed sauna does that with light. The light goes through our bodies and cleanses every cell, just like the water cleanses every fiber of the clothes. So that is a major appliance that belongs in every home. And of the 21 most common household appliances in homes, The relaxed sauna is 3rd and 7th lowest in EMF, depending whether you measure from an inch or 12 inches. So people are concerned about EMF, yet this is what you do. If you have been damaged by EMF exposure in the past, you go in the relaxed sauna and it gets fixed because you tune into the divine, you get into the moment, and then now your body can heal. When you go in the dream, when you dream and go to sleep at night, you're not in the way. So the key in life is getting out of the way. Getting out of the way. Okay. Oh, this guy is a friend of Misha Hyman, Dr. Hyman's son. And he, all of a sudden, after about a minute, he said, I can feel exactly the energy that's going on in my head. I can feel, yes, please go in, absolutely. And I can feel the energy going on. And he has a hot yoga studio, and he said, this is amazing, this is amazing. And a lot of times I get people who are very sensitive, very aware, and they go on and on talking about the energy of this sauna is different than anything I've ever been in. And that's what I'm getting across. This is a $2,000 sauna there. This is not a $200 or $500 Amazon sauna or even $1,100 sauna. And we sell it for $1,550 online at our website, relaxsaunas.com, relaxsaunas.com. More information, relaxsaunas.com/superior. Gives an article explaining how he used the he bought a cheap Amazon sauna for $300, and he said, will this do what the research on saunas will do? There's 60 articles saying all these incredible things come from far infrared saunas, and it didn't. It increased body temperature 0.5 degree only in 25 minutes. He was disappointed. The heart rate variability test that he performed on it, checking all these health benefits that saunas are supposed to do, it didn't do any of it. And then he bought a $500 sauna, that everyone was raving about on Amazon, same results. So then he bought a relaxed sauna. And oh my God, it raised body temperature 2.7 to 3.2 degrees in 25 minutes. And all the heart rate variability tests and the biometrics he performed on it, the relaxed sauna exceeded what the research said it would do. Way, way more. And that's because, again, the other saunas, great as they are, have maybe only 50% of the far infrared light that I call the loving light between 4 and 14 microns that makes an impact on your water molecules and on the cells of your body. Okay. He was just impressed again, he talked a lot about spiritual things that were happening inside his body. And so if you go to relaxsaunas.com YouTube, or there's another website we have called spiritualsauna.com. Spiritualsauna.com. All these videos shown here are on that page, or they're on the relaxsaunas.com YouTube page, or the relaxsaunas.com /YouTube or /superior. And this is a lady. This is probably one of the more impressive. She's in there. This is in British Columbia, in whatever city that is, the famous one, Vancouver, at a psychology conference, and her heart opened up. Her heart, it just totally expanded and opened up, and she was overwhelmed. And I've had about 2 or 3 people talk about this. There's something about the vibration. Again, it's like what we talked about. It's like being in the presence of a great guru, a qigong master, or a being giving you unconditional love. Just the unconditional love. And this lady, again, this is on YouTube, and I think it's on the Spiritual Sauna page. I asked my person to put it on that. And there's 4, 5, 6 others that we've done at the New Life Expo in New York. People who are, people who've had booths and they make a living being very sensitive. And one lady said that all her problems she had that day just, totally resolved. I think she even had her head in for 5 minutes. You can put your head in. Debbie goes into the sauna all the time and just, sits there with pillows and towels and sits there for 25 minutes, without the chair and has a wonderful time and feels cleansed. And it's just really, it's amazing what it does for her. And so not just Lyme disease, chronic pain, or cancer cells getting cleaned by increasing the body temperature, but there's a spiritual benefit. It gets you into the now. And this man, again, he had a great experience, but again, there are all these people that I've showed here have all talked about the spiritual qualities. There's something different, like different about Mary. There's something, a frequency that is very, very different. Now, this is me, and I have an honors degree in mathematics from Indiana University. And then right before I graduated college, I had this out-of-body experience that I didn't even know I had, and that's what connected me to that water from whence you drink, you never thirst again. And I still remember the experience as it happened back then, like it was yesterday. And then I met this yogi at Ohio State University in front of the library, and he showed me some techniques a couple hours later at my house, and that propelled me into a whole different state of consciousness. You can do more if you'd like.
No, I'm starting it.
Okay, yeah, right, yeah. There's a situation when you get in the relaxed sauna, it's like you're at a crossroads in your life. Do I get out because I don't want to sweat, or do I stay in because it feels so damn good?
How long do you recommend each day to be in it?
I do 20 minutes every morning. A lot of people do 20 minutes at night and have full sweats. I do 20 minutes morning and have incredible sweats, and sometimes I'll get out, take a shower, drink some water, do another 20 minutes.
Oh,
And on spa day for Phil, I'll do it a third time.
wow.
Hi, Ryan.
And I'd also recommend, 2 to 4 minutes with your clothes on, just like you experience. Like doing that just a couple times throughout the day. We're all dealing with hypertension because we have so many stressors in life. So the antidote to hypertension is relaxers. So the more often you can relax and get that little good feeling in your body, you'll completely reset your nervous system in a short amount of time. So without even having to do the 20-minute session, just a couple minutes here or there. That's why we have one in the living room in our house. That way kids and everyone can just pop in and out all throughout the day.
5 to 7 minute sessions. I've at our booth, I've put over 100,000 people in. You go in and Dave,
And it
Marcus.
doesn't wear out, does it?
No, it doesn't. We have Peter Radati, who talked about. He said a cell phone is 100 times more dangerous. He's had his relaxed sauna for 16, 17 years, and it looks as good as new.
Wow.
There's really not much. There's no moving parts. So there's nothing that goes wrong. You don't have to replace anything. It's, we tell people it'll last 5 to 7 years in a clinical setting, and a lot of people, people say, well, how long it lasts? I say, well, we don't know yet because we've only been marketing it for 20 years.
Do you ever have an expo special?
Yes, we're having an expo special. I don't want this being taped, but if you go downstairs, you'll have a good savings on the relaxed sauna.
Okay.
And so just go down to the booth 407, or after I'm being taped, I'll give you a
Okay.
special price. Yes, sir.
A few questions.
Yes.
You mentioned a chiropractor. Some chiropractors get it. You can go to a chiropractor and try it out.
Yes. A lot of chiropractors, a lot of massage therapists, colon hydrotherapists, naturopathic doctors, medical doctors, etc., fitness coaches, they'll let you try it for 5 to 7 minutes before a workout, before a massage, and a lot of times they'll charge like between $35 and $75 for a 20-25 minute session where you can do a complete sweat. And yes.
How about the frequencies? Like everybody's different. You have different problems.
Yes.
It's different. How do you know if a person has a condition that this will have a good or a bad effect on the person?
Well, again, it's activating the parasympathetic nervous system, and when you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, and your mind and coffee and energy goes all out of the way, and there you are in the present moment.
So in other words, you're saying that it may affect
Yes,
everybody
differently.
differently, but could you have conditions that it maybe do something bad to you?
Well, I think if you've had all your lymph nodes taken out of your arm because of a cancer surgery, this one lady, it would hurt her arm all the time, but she loved the relaxed sauna so much, so she had her arm outside of the sauna through the hole, and she was able to do it. Basically, if you have extremely low blood pressure, we did have one person who, almost fainted because of that, but of course they survived. But yeah, there's most people, the only contraindication is really getting dehydrated. So you want to drink water and everything should be fine. And again, I like to say that this gets you connected to the divine. And then one lady, she had a real pain in her breast. And because of that, she discovered, because there was so much resistance there, she discovered she had breast cancer because of using the relaxed sauna. And there's a lot of people who promote thermography, which is a photo of the heat inside the body, and they can tell how good the relaxed sauna is for creating heat inside the body to get the body moving.
Last question. What are the medical people saying about it?
The sheet that we handed out, Dr. Klinghardt, Dr. Paul Anderson, and there are hundreds and thousands of doctors we sell to, because we go to doctor shows. That's mainly what I do. I go to doctor conferences, functional medicine doctors. The established medical doctors owned, controlled by the pharmaceutical industry, one by one, they get away from like the crab getting out of the bucket. They get away from the strong arm of the pharmaceutical industry, and they become a functional medicine doctor, and they embrace the best of what they've learned along with alternative medicine techniques. And most of them just love the relaxed sauna. Almost all those who do ozone therapy, they buy the relaxed sauna from us. Those who have hyperbaric oxygen clinics, they buy the sauna from us. We have 5 cancer clinics that buy the relaxed sauna from us and sell them to their patients.
If you go to your doctor and say, I want to try this, and he doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah, then what they'd say, well, don't do it because I don't know anything about it. Okay, that's nice. It's like
Another doctor.
yeah, I shouldn't do it because you don't know anything about it. It's going to take you 2 years to realize how important it is and to learn about it. So you go into do a search under Google for relaxed sauna therapy, relaxed sauna doctors, and there's hundreds of doctors promoting different saunas as well. And the reason they're promoting different saunas, according to Phil, is because they don't know about the relaxed sauna. Or some do, but they just haven't experienced it. Hey, sir, how was your experience in the sauna?
That was amazing. I've done sauna for 20-some years, but the thing that I've been looking to get was a quicker heat.
Yes.
Because you can sit in the sauna for a long time, and you might be cold, and I could feel the heat, but I could feel it penetrating, and I felt a real sense of calmness, and I noticed that my brain,
Yeah.
I had more clarity, and my whole system feels like I'm totally different than when I stepped in. Very
Yeah.
relaxed and more centered and present, and not that I was, out of center a lot, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's a really, on many levels, feeling a lot of different things.
If everyone could experience that.
And that was just a
Yeah.
And I love what you had to say. Wouldn't even have thought of doing it like 2 to 5 minutes a day, multiple times, just to calm things down. So I think it's a game changer.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. You got in it too. How was your experience? Yes, I know.
I don't know why, but I was really nauseous this morning.
Yeah.
And then I had some water downstairs that's charged or whatever.
Yeah.
And that subsided some of it. Then it came right back. This knocked it out of the block. It just, none.
Yeah.
None. And to
Uh-huh.
me, when you have nausea, thank you so much. You know that there's starting, something's going on, because I never get it.
Yeah.
And what also happened, which was really freaky, is that my right arm, I had cancer.
Yeah.
And I beat it.
Yeah.
In 2008.
Uh-huh.
And my arm is okay.
Uh-huh.
I can hold my heavier package now.
Okay.
It's not
Right.
that. It's like this.
From being in the sauna?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It affected this
yeah.
whole section.
Yeah.
And then when, I forgot your name.
Ryan.
Sorry, said, do you want to come out now? I kind of was like saying in my head, not really, but,
Yeah, the catharsis.
So I'm gonna have to start using ketchup.
Right, yes, start using that sauna. That's what we want.
And this is my bathroom.
It's just sitting there. You didn't realize its value.
You know, it's like, I'm from New York, where it's
Yeah.
like, show it to me 14 seconds or I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm on the next jet out of here.
Yeah.
So it's like, what have I been sitting and so I'm staring at it, not even use it. So yes, I will.
Great.
I also will be recommending you to some family members.
Thank you, Val. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
I have a clarification and then a question.
Sure.
I'm hearing there's a lot of infrared saunas on the market.
Yes.
I'm hearing that they're not bad and they don't do harm, but there's just the benefit of the far infrared within the microns section and how it speeds up. Is that correct, or is it like there are infrared saunas on the market that aren't healthy or good?
I'm of the belief is I'm a Pollyanna. I see the good in everything. You know, you've got $200 Amazon saunas that are sort of like, but you've got 50 people giving them 5 stars. Who am I to deny them the fact that, see, depending upon where you are, it's going to benefit you. And the main reason people say that saunas are bad is because they say of the EMF. But the EMF, you know, it's like no household appliance is that bad. I mean, the EMF is less in all those saunas than it is your juicer or your iron or your hair dryer. It's like, so, you know, they're naysayers. All saunas are good. They're all going to be benefiting you. I had a cheap sauna, an Amazon sauna that I loved for a year. I used it for a whole year. I'd take the chair out because it didn't get hot enough, and I got in, it would start sweating after 18 minutes, and after 55 minutes, I felt I had a good sweat. In the relaxed sauna, 8 minutes I start sweating, like clockwork. You know, unless I've been running, and then I'll start sweating in 4 or 5 minutes, and in 20 minutes, I had a complete sweat. So it's a quality kind of thing. For example, if you live 4 miles from the grocery store and someone gives you a bicycle, you're going to be happy as a lark. Then you get a Chevy Chevette, you're ecstatic. Then when you get a Mercedes, you can say, oh my gosh, I'm in heaven. See, so they're all good, they all have benefit, and so you embrace them all for what they are, and I don't look at the EMF is a bunch of mystery mongering. It's you know, EMF is a real thing for some people, but it's mainly the fear of EMF is 100 times worse. Most people are not that upset by the EMF majorly. A few are.
Got it.
Okay?
Yep. And
Yes.
I had a question on, I've seen them marketed as anti-aging, and I didn't know if you could speak to it, if that's real.
Well, yes. I mean, I'm 74.
Okay.
Okay? I've been using it for 20 years. People say I don't look 74. But at the same time, I got into fasting in 1971. I got into a natural diet. I couldn't touch sugar without having a response, a negative response in my body, or white flour. I had to go on a pretty good diet. And then after I did that for 10, 20 years, then the body chemistry changed, and now I started having to do everything I was against. Do you know why? Because when you're against something, you lock yourself in duality and you exile yourself from the God consciousness state when you're for or against anything. So I had to do the things I was against. That's bad. Don't do sugar. Don't do coffee. Don't do whatever. And now, you know, I can do whatever I want. When Socrates was on his deathbed, he was writing poetry, and they said, Socrates, you've been decrying the poets for years. I felt like doing it. So you realize nothing is bad. Everything is what it is. Everything is for you, and you don't have that issue. Like the massage therapists say there's an issue in your tissue. Okay, so when you touch a certain thing, if I went to a class, a learning class, for about 20 people were in it. So you touch that picture, you found a grounding place, and you keep it centered, and all of a sudden it will elucidate a picture a picture, a PTSD picture of yours, and when you acknowledge it and embrace it and live it and accept it and honor it, the pain goes away. See, see, everything in life is a PTSD reaction from a level of 1 to 100. You know, it's all a continuum, and you want to get to the point where you see the negativity, you see everything, you see the positive, but you don't react, you respond, because respond comes from the word responsibility. See, and there's 3 things you can do. You can react, you can respond, or you can stuff. See, and when you stuff or react, that causes the PTSD. And so you want to simply respond. You had something to say, Ryan.
Yeah, on the anti-aging thing, there's a new study of studies that just came out that showed across the board reduced mortality rates of over 70% for sauna use. So from all causes. So reduced mortality rate. So there's a study of studies on that. And then there's also a lot more studies that are showing hyperbarics helps to increase telomere length for anti-aging. But the mechanics behind it, so the mechanics behind why it does that is twofold. One, because it increases the oxygenation in the plasma, and it also increases the vascular structure. The sauna's doing the same thing. So here we're increasing the oxygenation of the plasma, and we're opening up the vascular structure. So those 2 things allows the body to do that. So I don't have any studies showing telomere length enhancement, but the studies that show that, the sauna's producing that exact same effect. So those are 2 areas where, one, we're seeing the evidence saying that people live longer. If you sauna on a regular basis, you just live longer. We're just now getting into the science and finding out why is that, what are the mechanics. But that's my hypothesis, one of the key reasons of that, aside from just overall metabolic fitness and keeping your body functioning well, is that it actually has the ability to lengthen our telomeres, protect them.
And can you use the lamp on your face?
You absolutely can.
Yeah, the little lamp will get rid of toothache. It took my toothache from a 7 to a 1 in about 15 minutes. I was pissed that it took that long.
Lamp, what are you talking about?
But we have a relaxed on a little lamp.
Oh.
I'll be showing it. I'm going to go through these slides, give you like a 3 or 4 minute slideshow. The purpose of far infrared saunas, the real purpose is hyperthermia, increasing your body temperature. They have a hospital in Germany called St. George Hospital. They get your body temperature 5 degrees higher, or to 104, 105. They kill everything. And they have a specific equipment to prevent it getting to 106, 107, because then the body dies, and you don't want that. Find me a way to create sweat or fever, and I will cure disease. Hippocrates, one of our heroes. What does far infrared really do? I'm not going to let you read that, but it resonates with the water molecules. That's what it does. And I've said all this, so that's, increasing core temperature, and this, it's worth going over again. I say it does 5 things. It mobilizes the lymphatic and immune system. It increases the circulation. It oxygenates the cells, flooding the body with oxygen. But again, I've stressed over and over, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, and that gets you into the now. And then it helps the mitochondria create ATP and nitric oxide. So people go in the relaxed sauna and who maybe aren't meditators, I don't understand it. I'm relaxed and energized at the same time. I'm relaxed and energized at the same time. The healing power of fever. We have about 5 minutes left before 1:30 comes. The healing benefits, the power of fever. Again, that's what it's all about. That tells you a little bit more about what fever does. That's far infrared energy, and those dotted lines is between 4 and 14 microns, and I call that the loving light. That's the loving light. What is far infrared energy? If far infrared comes from the sun, travels at the speed of light, it goes through clothes, and it also it goes through clothes, and so you can see why it bounces in there, and you're basking in divine love. That light box, the invisible light in there, is 5 times brighter than any other sauna's invisible light. But we can't tell with our eyes. But energetic-wise, we can feel it. That's why this feels so much more powerful than any other sauna, because we have more of the active ingredient, what I call the loving light. It's responsible for photosynthesis. It goes through the sand and resonates with the water in turtle eggs, and that activates the turtle to grow into a turtle. It penetrates deeply, 1 3/4 to 2 inches. It penetrates in the body, and then the next cell talks to the other cells, so it goes through the whole body. It's when you touch someone, that's the far infrared light that goes from baby to mom, from lover to, or just people hugging. You're holding your dog. I can't read that. It's when you breathe. It gets rid of heavy metals, EMF, asthma, autism, Lyme, cancer. Those who are non-methylators and don't sweat, this can be a godsend for. It helps with parasites and gets rid of microwave radiation. Now, what do far infrared saunas, what they can do? Well, it's not the light, it's not the heat, it's the light. Over and over again, it's not the heat. And you can control the heat again by unzipping the zipper. Oops, I did that before. It's not the heat, it's the light. Energy medicine frequencies, the future of medicine is light therapy. And there are many, many other, as this lady brought out, many other technologies going out. But far infrared saunas are the only one that increase body temperature and by resonating with the water molecules. And that's what Hippocrates said. That's all he needed to create that fever. Doris Rapp wrote a book called Our Toxic World. Our world is very toxic. And we didn't need saunas 60 years ago. Regular saunas did the trick, and because the world wasn't so toxic. But the world is so toxic now, we need far infrared saunas. When there's a problem in the world, the solution comes behind. As the world has become more toxic, the far infrared saunas, especially the relaxed sauna, has come into the world to be the solution. I talked about detoxify or die. These are wooden infrared saunas. You see the carbon panels. We use a totally different technology that you can see. It's inside the sauna that we'll show you later.
And that's probably more expensive, isn't it?
Those are more expensive, and again, the relaxed sauna sells online for $1,500 plus 50 shipping, and Rebecca Harder talks about how it's the most therapeutic sauna, and she'd been selling wooden saunas for 10 years. I think I'll get to that in about a minute. Oops. Again, the washing machine cleans your clothes really nicely. That's a nice picture. It gets rid of heavy metals, plastics, dioxins, pesticides, and metabolic waste. It increases the circulation. See the water molecules is vibrating. That's going to get the water molecules smaller. That's the blood vessels. See how the blood is. Anyway, it's going to dilate the blood vessels, making them larger, and the water molecules are going to become space, so you're getting great circulation. It can heal wounds. The lamp can heal wounds. It's like 1.5 years she was like that in the hospital, and in 7 weeks got it to that. It's helpful for massage therapists. It gets the fascia. They can do twice the job in half the time. I'm too busy to read that. The relaxed saunas, that's my company. The history of relaxed saunas, I already told you. It took 10 years to develop the technology. It's got a money-back guarantee. It will raise body temperature 3.2 degrees in 20 minutes. And Dr. Paul Anderson, who has a cancer clinic and uses IV therapy treatments in the relaxed sauna, can increase body temperature 4.2 degrees. And therefore, the IV therapy is going to be much more effective. That's the technology right there, semiconductor chips. Inside, there's 20 of those, and that's what took 10 years to invent. Yes?
You're starting out to use one. How long do you recommend using it for, and then how often should you?
Well, people with Lyme disease sometimes have to be sensitive, so they have the Herxheimer effect, and so they can do 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. But most people can start off with 20 minutes for a complete sweat. And a lot of people do 20 minutes at night before they go to bed, and they wake up feeling so much better. And even if you use in the afternoon, you're going to sleep better. Everyone says they sleep so much better. In hotels, they said, I've never slept so much better in a hotel. Yeah.
Better to use in the morning, afternoon, evening?
Use it every moment of the day. Live in it. No. It's too bad we can't carry it with us, because that's what we want to do. We want to carry the memory with us. But use it, you know, afternoon, morning, night is all going to be great. And that's the semiconductor chip that they invented. And there's 40 pieces of it, and it's the specific wavelength, and that's the healing energy.
If you were going to test your body before you went in and after you went in, what equipment would you use to test the changes?
I'm gonna. It's on the.
Okay, it's in here.
It's on the second page.
Okay, thank you.
And there's a link to that. You can go to the website. It's at relaxsaunas.com/superior.
Okay, thank
but
you.
that's on that page. And then we have the black sauna, which is the Monet version. Okay.
What's the difference besides the color?
The tent is thicker, and that's about it. Oh, it's got the embroidered logo.
Oh.
So if you have a lot of money and you love the way it looks, do it. It's about $600 extra. It's $2,100 online, $1,500. If you have a lot of money and you love the way it looks, I used to pay 7 times more for colored staples than silver staples because it brought me joy.
Yeah.
If you look at that and it brings you joy, get it. Okay, otherwise the silver one you're not sacrificing your health by getting the silver one.
The one on the right, is that a lie down?
Yes, a lie down sauna, and it works just as well. It takes about 25 minutes to do what the relaxed sauna does in 20 minutes. And sometimes, and what's nice about it is you can put it on a bed, you go to sleep, and when you wake up, turn it on again. If you're sick, it's just incredible. I got back from Chicago at about 10 years ago at 3:30 in the morning, was deathly sick or something like that. Went in there, turned it on, woke up 2 hours later, turned it on, woke up 2 hours later, turned it on. I woke up in the morning feeling great.
Is it the same price or different?
Yeah, same price. It should cost less, you would think, but it actually costs us more to make. We sell it at the same price. Okay. Oh, I do that a lot. Okay, that's the lie-down version. It's really nice. It's, you know, some people are promoting sauna blankets. No, difference night and day. And even the $2,700 lie-down saunas, night and day. This is the ultimate in lie-down saunas. Yes.
And the key thing is that the sauna blankets, you're laying on a mat that's having the far infrared energy just come up to your back. By laying in here, the far infrared energy is bouncing all around, so you're actually getting the energy in your lymphatic system, in your viscera, in your organs, not just your back.
Okay, they're saying time's up, so let's take one more minute and go through the rest of the slides. I'll just show you the pictures. That's the lamp. That's a table lamp. It's for the whole family. Kids love it. We go to autism conferences. It's been used for all sorts of problems. Thousands love it. Here's why, you know, it's better than others. I think I've said all that. That's Dr. Akpinar. He wrote the book, No Sweat, No Sweat. Once you know sweat is your teacher in healing, life is no sweat. Paul Anderson, that's the Gastro Girl. She had been using wooden saunas for 10 years, snubbed her nose at us all the time, finally got in, and 3 minutes later she said, oh my gosh, this is incredible, and she started selling it, and she says this is the most therapeutic sauna out there. And this is the article I was talking to you about, where he does minute-to-minute experiments on the tests about the sauna. He compares it to the other. It got half a degree temperature increase in the other saunas. They didn't pass the exams.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and then she had heavy metal poisoning, Karen Russell, and for 2.5 years, her heavy metals of lead and mercury were way off the charts. After 1 month, after talking to Doris Rapper, who wrote the book Our Toxic World, said go talk to Phil. She got a sauna, and all these benefits she experienced, cellulite decreasing, but the heavy metal report was normal for the first time in 2.5 years. And then got rid of cellulite, her skin was pretty. And this is a lady who had heavy metal toxicity. No, not heavy metal, mold poisoning. A wooden sauna wouldn't work for her, but this is on our YouTube channel. Paula from Desert Hot Springs. Dr. Robert O. Young's been using saunas for 35 years, has $30,000 saunas, uses the relaxed sauna every day. He gave us 2 interviews, including a great 17-minute interview that explains why and how it works through the interstitial fluid. And he wrote the pH Miracle. He's a great man, very wise. Dr. Onikian was a yoga teacher, is world champion kickboxer. He's the one that bought 10 saunas from us and gave one to Dr. Bill Akpinar. Dr. Louise, not doctor, but Louise Ann Louise Gittleman. When I was in the health food industry, she had, at one time, her book was the most famous book out there of Guess Who Came to Dinner about parasites. And she loves the Relax Sauna, totally loves it. Okay, this is the ending. We've got 800 YouTube videos, hundreds of people going. Whenever I put people in the Relax Sauna for 5-10 minutes at the conferences, half of your pain will go away, guaranteed. Half or more.
How do you feel?
Okay, and
How do you feel?
Relaxed.
Good.
this more information. Okay, that's near infrared only penetrates 1 to 2 millimeter, far infrared 1 to 3/4 inches and takes the toxins out. And then this is the EMF concerns. We already talked all about that. And we have a health food store I've had since 1980 in Columbus, Ohio, where we first started demonstrating the Relax Sauna. And relaxsaunas.com. That's we're at booth 407. Bye-bye. Thank you. And that's my store. That's my information. And we're downstairs, booth 407. Go down there. We're going to give you, if anyone who is at this lecture, we have a show special, and we're going to give you an extra $50 off. If you say, I was at the workshop on Saturday, and so whatever our show special is downstairs, we're giving you an extra $50 off for attending the workshop. And I thank you. My name is Philip Wilson. My cell phone is on there. You can call me up if you want to talk to me personally. I'm still available. I'm not that famous yet. Look for my book coming out, Pictures of the Mind, Freeing Yourself from Beliefs That No Longer Serve You. In June, right. And I hope you enjoyed the talk, and thank you. We'll see you downstairs.